Hey guys, it's me, Will, and I just want to thank you all for your posts. And I'm here to reply for our last post of the semester. Um, I think everyone had very good content. Everyone was talking about with their the spirituality and moral reasoning. I know with Hannah and Brandy, they both talk about the Kohlberg theory of moral development. I know with Hannah, you're talking about how like sometimes you have to look at how it's going to affect others and how it is, and that's a very important thing when you go through. Like, when I was reading it, I was looking at like how you grow. Originally it says that if I'm gonna get in trouble or I'm gonna I'm going to have privilege or I'm gonna get this type of thing, and I think that's very important. I know Brandy talked about how like she was raised in a Christian family that was like you followed this way, and then when you got into college and you met other people and your moral development changed throughout your time. Another good interesting point I thought was also with Brandy was you talking about the privilege of Christianity from the articles, how students who are, how we pretty much base our schedule in school based on the Christian faith. And I know some schools it does that with other religions as well, but I know as majority of the time it is the Christian faith. And I think that's very, you don't really notice that until you actually go and dig in deep and see how much privilege some students are. They get to have their free time. They get to have their day of rest during their own religion. I thought that was very interesting, a good point to point out. I know Hannah talked about Gilligan's theory of development, for women's theory of moral development. I thought that was, I do feel like both men and women do have different moral development. They develop different ways. Every person develops different ways, I believe. But I think the male and female, I think a good example you did use was how both, men, if there was a roommate conflict, two female residents would go to the RA compared to two male residents. It does happen a lot. There is sometimes there's a male resident who do come there, but a lot of times the guys will either try to ignore it or they'll try to figure it out themselves. While most time girls they don't figure it out themselves. They do bring the RA in the situation. But I feel like that's just in students in general. They all develop different ways, their morals and how they handle situations and things like that. Joshua, I know you talked about Fowler's theory of spiritual development. I think that was a really good theory. One of my previous posts, I thought it talked about the stages that someone goes through their life. I kind of agree with you. I don't think the ages, they talked about the different ages where they said, if stage 4, I think the one you used in your post, talked about how you finally get more into yourself, and that's usually from like 30 to 40 years old. I kind of agree. It can be from any time in your life. Some people are ready to be in that stage. Like when they are in they're in college, or when they're like later in their life. I think like with identity development in general, shouldn't be an age set. But I think the reason why Fowler did that was just to show like a basis and what he thinks the average person would be like. But I do agree, there's no true average about this. And I thought Flower was very good. I know both Danny and you both talked about it, and I think that is very important because of how students, they are starting to think, as religion as like these superheroes at first, and then they figure out the stories through the different things, and then they find their own religion based on their family and based on what their past were, and then they finally, after going through college and after living life, they understand their religion, they feel more or spirituality, and they feel better about themselves. I think Danny talked about earlier, it doesn't always focus on religion, just focus on your own faith, your own beliefs, and things like that. And I can completely agree. I know you're talking about, this is a subject it's hard to discuss, but I know like what you mean. Sometimes both Flower and Parks, they are talking about, people do think of it as a religious theory of development, but it's your own spirituality, like you said. It's about what you feel and how you grow into yourself and how you grow what you believe that makes what is your belief that makes the world, focus, and how life is. And I think the thing is, there isn't one true answer, and students will be from different ways and different varieties, and that students will think about religion or think about spirituality, think about beliefs, and you as us as practitioners, we will have to understand that, and we will have a lot of hard work. And I know I love these theories that we had in this semester because it does help us understand what we have to handle and how we can handle this type of things. Well, I hope everything's going well, and I hope everyone has a good semester, and I can't wait to see you guys at the poster reveal.